Hi, my name is Peter Anderson. Welcome to Question and Answer. I am here with Herman. He is my videographer,
Hello.
and he's so here we go.
All right. Are love languages real, and what are they?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think love languages, I think they're real in the sense that it gives you the opportunity to communicate what's most important for you when you don't feel like your partner is turning toward um, your your bid or your desire to get their attention. I think the only time that really needs to come out is when you feel like your partner is really missing key things about the relationship. And I think Love Languages, which is a pretty good book, you could always take the quiz. I think that really needs to be in the discussion when you feel like the two of y'all are really kind of missing on what's most important for you. And in that, I've noticed that often happens either when someone has been married for a very long time or they have a lot of distractions. So I think love languages can be helpful in the sense, like, say, for example, if you're a gift giver or you have words of affirmation, like words of affirmation are very important for me, for example. For my wife, it's going to be acts of service. I can't remember the other two, but I mean, there are like 5 different love languages. I think when you feel like your partner hasn't necessarily been turning toward your desire to connect with them, then you may want to bring that up. I wouldn't necessarily say it's for everybody, but I think it gives us a pretty good overall, general, you know, overview of what to maybe focus on if we're feeling ignored. Yeah.
The next question is, could trying an open relationship help our marriage, or will it destroy it?
Yeah, so there's not enough research out there on that. The only book that's kind of open to it is Esther Perel's book, which is The State of Affairs. I was not convinced with her argument because the main person that she quotes is a guy named Dan Savage. And Dan Savage is kind of like Milo Yiannopoulos, but he's left. In other words, Dan Savage is not, he's kind of a provocateur. He's not a researcher. And I would say the problem with where Perel goes later in her book, she doesn't really offer a lot of research on whether or not open marriages are healthy or not healthy. The only possible research out there is, if both partners are both open to open relationships and they're both in communication with that. I don't know, I don't have a lot of experience in that. I do know that deception is the most, it can really destroy a relationship. So if one person is having a quote open relationship and the other person is not wanting you to have an open relationship, well, then that's an affair because there's deception. So I think sometimes people get the two confused. I think if two people are wanting open relationships, then I would ask, well, what is that really healing in your relationship? Why do you feel like you need that? And could you do that just between the two of y'all? So, sometimes people might say, okay, I want an open relationship. Well, is this person wanting you to have an open relationship? And is this person unwilling to maybe have open relationships while you do that? Well, in that case, you're kind of plowing right over their opinion there. So let's stop right there. Is there a problem in the marriage, with that? And so, what are you doing in that regard? If she's wanting and he's wanting, if you're both all of a sudden, yes, but let's have open relationships. Well, why is that happening? Is it because kids are around? Is it because we haven't taken a lot of time to really facilitate dating? Can we actually initiate dating? Can we initiate more sex? Is it because I'm wanting an open relationship because I don't have the sexual desires or the sexual intimacy that I once had with you? Well, can we integrate that? And if we did, would it actually help us? I think there's a lot of romance about open relationships recently, but I haven't been convinced that it's all what it's cracked up to be. I'm still waiting for a lot more results.
Okay. Is there really such a thing as the one?
Yes. Why do I say that? Am I saying that the person that you married, and I'm going to assume marriage, After you get, I would say yes after you marry, or yes after you make a promise to be with that person. So why is that good to say? Well, it's good to say because contentment and appreciation is the lifeblood of making your relationship work, and not demanding that your relationship or your partner be somebody that they can't be. When I say to my wife that she's the one, I know she's not perfect. When she says to me, "You're the one," I know she's definitely not saying I'm perfect. What we are communicating in that realm is, you are the one. You're the one. So when I'm saying that to her, she's saying that to me, I'm not looking all over the place for something that she's not. I'm communicating what she is. So in that sense, yes. Now, when I say you're the one, but when I'm single, I'm going to find like the one that's going to fulfill every single one of my desires. No, I think because our desires constantly change. And I think also we're also changing all the time. And we're always in a perpetual state. But I think when I'm in a committed relationship, I actually think it's very healthy to say that, if it's healthy, and, to say you are the one for me. It's not saying to her or to him that you're somehow deficient, because the minute I say that you are in some way, I've closed myself off. So I like to say it to give me a sense of appreciation for my own babe. That's what I do. I think it's healthy.
Awesome.
Yeah, all right, okay.
All right, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, and my name is Peter Anderson, and thank you again for listening to Question and Answer Friday. I hope to see you again.